Welcome back to another Alliance War video. We have 4 Loki versus TCN. This is war number 10, and we just came out of a salty win, so we're looking to keep it going versus TCN, which is a big alliance. They banned Scorp, Omega Red, and Kitty. So let's get to it. We have I'm on path 5 this war with Wags, Torch, and Professor X. And I am taking Professor X into this Mystic Spidey. So, pretty basic fight here. I am running a 200% boost and an advanced power boost just because I want to get in and out of this fight as soon as possible, because he does hit quite hard through the block. Plan is to parry heavy. That's why I have a White Magneto pre-fight, to get my vigilance up. At that point, I will not miss. And so if I throw a medium, and he has his phase up, it won't really matter. But he has a small health pool already, and in section 1 it's even more apparent. As you can see, he's already at 65%. He throws this SB1 into my block, and it does virtually no damage. So at this point I'm just ramping up to about 100, and I'm going to throw my SB3. I was debating whether or not to mutant boost for this, but TCN dies very few times in war, and I wasn't afraid of dying. But yeah, I am going to be taking some mutant fights. These first 3 fights are all with mutants, so I said just, why not? It's going to make everything kind of go much smoother. So I get to my SB3, parry heavy, and I throw it, and I can throw another one right here, and the fight is now over. Next up, we have a Nick Fury, and I have taken lots of Nick Furies in war by now with Professor X and with White Magneto. With Professor X, I do like to turn on some masteries, just because you never know what's going to happen in war, and specifically lately in this season I'm seeing it all around in other war videos. These blocks are failing, or your missed parries, or something's up. So if you get caught with a light ender with Fury, it basically ends you. So we're gonna take a look at this fight, and then we're going to take a look at the masteries that I run right after, and this type of fight reminds me why I do go and just put those masteries on. So plan here basically is to parry heavy. The Power Star 1 that I'm carrying over, I did actually want it for this fight as well, because ideally I want to throw my special 2 while I'm under 100 charges and the protection is down, just to speed up the fight a little bit. But you can see that I'm aware of his flourish buffs from the global, and he throws his SP1. I ideally didn't want that, because I really wanted to throw my my special. I wanted to hit his block one time to remove the buffs, and I do. But by the time I throw my special 2, it doesn't do as much damage because the protection went back up. So now I basically have to kill the decoy with my and build up to 100 charges. But you see there, I miss a block, and he hits me with 3-hit combo, and I'm bleeding, and I was like, oh man, thank God I have those masteries. It's just mitigating some of that damage. However much or little it did, I don't know, but it's better to have them than not have them. So at this point I'm like, okay, I'm at 100 charges. If I can get into the parry here, I'm going to push him to an SP2. I don't want him to throw any more special 1s, and just kind of use the flourish buffs to my advantage to basically keep pushing him to an SP2. There I choose to clear him because I don't want to get cornered with them, but I do want him to throw this, and he's being this Fury just did not want to throw his special 2. So I want to get the protection down right there, and I do, and I'm like, no special 1. I don't want to do that, because every time he does that, I basically want to clear those flourish buffs, and I need him to dash away from me so I can hit his block safely. But he does right there, and everything seems to be going on track. It's a little slower than I'd like, but he's almost dead. So he throws another SB1 into my block, so he has 9 flourish buffs, and I'm like, okay, I need to get I need to hit his block. He gives me an opening there. I want to control spacing a little bit more, and I'm going to parry heavy here. I'm going to get a Fury, and here I want to push him over to 2 bars if I can. It actually kills him, and I'm like, okay, he throws a special, and I'm gonna heavy into my special 3, but I rushed the heavy right there, so I don't think I got the prowess on it. But I am still boosted, mutant boosted, so I should pop to a special 3. However, I don't, and it goes to special 2. However, the last hit does push me back to a special 3, and then I end up being able to end the fight. I don't know what happened there. That was rather odd, but I'm not running any points in recoil, so maybe, I guess, I didn't do enough damage to get to a special 3. I don't think that's the case, or the X bug is back. So here I decided to, I got a pre-fight from somebody else, a Wags, so I'm not using mine, but the whole purpose is to basically gain another pre-fight back. The person who's placing here isn't available during the day. Enzo's in Sweden, so we have to try to manage that during planning, and I was going to use this white Magneto pre-fight that I get back somewhere else. But again, my mutant booster is still running, and I need to open this up so Enzo can actually place a torch pre-fight for me on my next fight, and he can go to bed. So this is early on in the war, and here basically the plan is to parry heavy. She is metal, so I am going to be shutting down the node and some of the node abilities. You can see how the prowess isn't really building at times. And I want a heavy, like I don't want to get cornered with her because she can hit your block. And there she hits me with a 2-hit combo, but you can see how it does basically no damage. There you see that there was lag, and I was like, man, I need to get out of this fight. I'm getting in, I'm not liking being in the corner, so I need to end this. And I throw a special 2. You see that big crit pushes me to a special 3, and it ends it. So I love this combo because their synergies work really well together. They do a lot for each other, but the mutant boost just work, you know, phenomenal as well, you know. So he gets a lot of power from his from the power back. So here you can see that I'm actually running points in Coagulate, Suture, and even the mutant, you know, mastery for bleed. So, you know, you got to do what you got to do, especially, you know, in close wars, and if you don't want to die. I'm not suggesting everybody has to do it, but it's something that I like to do, just as a precaution. So next we have Longshot, and this is on the Incinerate Shock, you know, hazard node, and the prowess buildup if you don't continue to hit him. So I have an Odin shock pre-fight here, so if I do get shocked, it's mitigating the damage. And basically the plan is just to parry heavy, and not parry heavy, medium, light medium after a parry. Ideally push him to an SP2. If he throws an SP1, just block it. The SP2, I'm Incinerate immune, so it's just going to build a smolder, but any hit is going to build a smolder essentially. So you can see here now I'm getting some shocks, so my insult to injury will kick in and my parries will fail. But it doesn't matter, I don't mind baiting the heavy from him because it's just going to build my smolders. Here he's almost dead, and I know I've said I don't like throwing specials with Torch, but with the smolders that I had and the power that he had, which was under 2 bars, he was going to come out of that if he survived with a stun, and I would have just medium, light, medium, and then you know, parried or held block, and the Nova Flames would have done their damage. I am not taking this Maw. We sent an R5 Overseer, shout out to Amanda, who absolutely smashed that Maw. So of course Andrew is back at it with his puns again. So I have to indulge him with some as well, or else you know he gets really moody in the BG. You know, we did recently settle our Herc, you know, issues with, and he got assigned Herc this war. But while that is settled, there's something to be said that I found out after this war. But we'll get to that later. For now, I'm taking this Killmonger on Path 5. X doesn't take any reverb damage from his medium, or his heavies. His first medium he will, but his lights and his second medium do not make contact. They're energy based, so they won't get any reverb damage. But I'm not going to be doing any of that. Basically, the plan here is to parry heavy and get to my special 3. If he throws his special 1, I want to make sure I don't hit into his block because he has those counter punch charges. He has 2 right there. I'm going to heavy counter the SB1. Basically, you know, I'm at 100 right there, so I didn't heavy counter because I don't need to. But you got to be patient and not hit into his block because he will go unstoppable with those charges. And ideally what I want to do is let those fall off and then push him to an SB2, have him throw it, because what I want to do is combo and use my falter as a safety. So I'm going to remove the charges, 1, 2, 3, the indestructible charges, backdraft into a falter, intercept, and then throw my special 3. I have 3 persistent charges at this point, so I'm fully ramped. And I did throw on a mutant boost because the war, like I said, is close at this point. And the only danger in this fight is if I come out of this and I throw a special 2, that first hit will take reverb damage, and I did not want to have to time the reverb with the intercept for the protection to go down and all that. I was able to use a white Magneto pre-fight for this, since I did gain that other one, and we alternatively changed an assignment for that person to bring their own white Magneto, so it made this fight a little easier because the passive stun does not feed Killmonger power. So glad that worked out. Now next up I have Absman on the Ebb and Flow Intercept Mighty Charge, and I initially thought about using Professor X with the Power Start 1. He doesn't have resistances to special 3s, and I can spam it, so I was really looking to do that if I had to, but if I don't have to, I won't. Meaning if the map dictates that we can bring in a hard counter, then absolutely we'll do that. And it did dictate I could bring in Torch and have someone place a pre-fight. I have an R4 Torch, so I took that Longshot. Now I have this Absman. So I'm placing a white Magneto pre-fight, indestructible boost, because I am going to try to intercept and you can get caught, or if I get caught off, dexing the SB1. But the plan basically is to get the Fury up as soon as possible. He throws a heavy start because you love that AI, right? So I threw a medium light medium, and I'm like, okay, I get an intercept right there, and he throws that special 1. I'm going to heavy counter to deactivate his form. And at this point, I'm just going to medium light medium. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to push him to a special 2 ideally. Much easier to dex, much safer, don't have to get clipped or anything. And he throws it. Perfect. I'm gonna medium light medium. I'm gonna throw my special 2 here because again it's gonna stun him, and I'm going to medium light medium, and he'll die because the protection is down. Super simple fight. It's just scary because if Absman refines and you can hit hard through the block and all that, but Torch handled that well. Now next up we have this Rintrah, and initially we were thinking about setting Overseer with the Mystic Spidey synergy, so then he's neutralize immune, but my Torch, it was just better to drop that synergy and have someone place a Torch pre-fight, and then I can just drop a Wags, which is what I did. I'm backing out and going back in to make sure the pre-fights are on, and I'm going to use Professor X, that would be horrible, Human Torch here. So I just want to top off, and the plan here basically is to, if I have the tank and SB3 I will, so I have that indestructible, but basically I don't care that it goes on too long. I want to control his mystical charges. The longer the fight goes, the more smolders I get, the more damage I do. So if I can get an intercept, I will. I don't know why I heavy here. That was just not, I didn't need to do that. I just had heavy on my mind. But here I tried going for an intercept. He doesn't go, and I'm like, okay. So I think that first heavy kind of threw me off the rhythm of the fight. And I'm just like, okay, so, parry, medium, light, medium, and then he's like, he has, bar of power. I want to bait this, and ideally I want to block the whole thing. I want to build as much smolders as I can. You see I'm at 6. He throws this, and now I'm at 9, so I get 3 from it. And, it's at this point I'm kind of settling in. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to push an intercept. It's about 45 seconds in, and he's down to 80%, and I haven't even really found a window to deal damage. And the longer this goes, the more damage I'm going to do. So here he's at 3 mystical charges. I do want to parry heavy to knock him down to remove them. If those get out of hand and the ruptures start, then bad things start to happen. So here I tried going for an intercept, and I get it. It was kind of late, so I was surprised I got it, but at this point I'm okay. Medium, my medium, and the Fury's up, and I want to heavy counter his SB1 there. I remove that. I get another intercept, and I'm like, you know what? Okay, perfect. He's just going to be in the corner. I'm going to heavy him, and he throws a special, and the power sting gets him, and so he's down. So that was my war, And if we take a look after the boss, after the boss went down, we sent to Diablo. You know, our fearless leader had lovely things to say. So Scar right there is our alliance leader, and I just, you know, I'm just taking after Andrew, trying to make him happy, saying, you know, some good things after Mad Cat killed the boss, and Scar just wasn't having any of it. Steve, you know, it's his name. He just said, "Please stop." He just ended the conversation right there. So this is the type of, you know, tyranny that this man puts us under, as well as getting hit, or making us get hit by hacking our accounts, or I don't know what he's doing. That's just a joke, everybody. But let's take a look at the stats now. So we did lose. We lost 4-4. We lost on time. Shout out to the B Manny, Smugs, and PWF for the MVPs. I do want to say that Andrew informed us that he is looking to leave us, even though we gave him a bunch of Herc fights. He's looking for greener pastures because he wants more Herc all the time. Herc, Herc, Herc. That's what Andrew wants. Well, Andrew, that's just shameful. Shame, shame, shame. I thought we had a relationship. We came to an understanding. We squashed everything. But apparently, the beef is back, Andrew. And it's coming back harder for you.